Welcome, everybody, to a brand new series. The continuing adventures of Ratchet Clank on the PS3. This is the one and only Ratchet Clank Future, A Crack in Time. Quite possibly the game I've heard the most about and never really played. I'll tell you where I've played up to. I'll tell you where I've played up to. It's not very far, let me tell you that. Same with when we're going to be playing Akami HD. I've literally seen the opening cutscene to that game about 5 times on multiple different consoles and never played any further. Similar story with this game. I played about an hour of Tools of Destruction before I went and streamed that recently and finished it. I'd never played Quest of Booty before. Again, recently streamed that, finished that. Love both of those games, and here we are with Ratchet & Clank Future: A Crack in Time, also known as just Ratchet & Clank: A Crack in Time in Europe, for whatever reason. New game. This is also, I believe, the first Ratchet & Clank game with trophies. Or trophy support, as people would say. Yeah, I want to create save data. Or save data, as some people will call it. Guess we're going to have a big opening cutscene, so I'm going to put the PS3 controller down and just take a nice little break. 6 p.m. Wednesday, the 13th of December.
Have I ever told you about my son?
No.
Remarkable boy.
Where are the
Quite
subtitles?
smart. He was born in a robot factory in the Solana galaxy. But to be precise, he was created much farther away. My son's name is XJ0461, but the universe knows him as Clank.
My arch nemesis. Not so smart now, are you?
Sir, the Sony are inquiring about our progress.
How much longer must we pretend to be friends with those twits? Sire does not remember. You must fix. Yes, I'm fixing.
Stand by for sister board scan.
All right, let's see. Favorite colors green, favorite numbers 83 billion and 4.7, blah, blah, blah.
Access denied. Neural safeguard activated.
No! Oh, locked out again! Get in here, Lawrence. Somewhere in this brain lies the key to the Orvis chamber. No Orvis chamber. Your Soniness. If we could take but a peek at the chamber. No Orvis chamber. Chamber is for Sire only. Very well. Then I think it's time our partnership came to an end. Say hello to...
Not the hypersonic brainwave scrambler.
the Hypersonic Brainwave Scrambler!
I like that we've got a crazy villain. Pleases me greatly.
Apologies, sir. I should have mentioned the equipment is especially susceptible to sonic weaponry.
Backup generator activated.
What the? He's awake! Stop him!
So I've seen this cutscene before, but never in the context of all the previous games that came before it. Which is pretty cool. Again, I just wanted to be quiet in that opening section there, because I didn't want to, spoil anything. Where are subtitles? On. So, we're starting off with a Clank section, which is crazy. And again, like I said, I would point out how far I've played. It's not much further than this. I've never played as Ratchet in this game, so I definitely didn't get very far. Oh. Hello.
Listen carefully. I'm your only hope of escaping Dr. Nefarious.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Do I sit with my phone on waiting for it to turn 6 p.m.? No. I keep looking at the time, and today I looked at the time and it was 5:48, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll get ready for the stream.
Good. You're safe for now.
Where am I? What is Dr. Nefarious doing here?
I'll explain everything as soon as you're safe, sir. But right now, we need to calibrate your ocular response processes. Try looking.
Oh, when I always start like dead on 6 p.m. Well, I usually do anyway. It depends. Some days I start early, but today I was setting up the
Now look at the one on the right.
this game because it's a disc, so I had to eject the old one and put the new one in. So it took me a little bit longer. And I was like, oh yeah, look, the time just ticked over, so I thought I'd do it. I'm supposed to be looking at these lights, but it's like the start of a Halo game.
Now, there's one more beneath you. Got it! You're recalibrated. Now, keep moving. I'll hold them off as long as I can.
Breach detected in Sector 6. Dispatching time cleaners. Time anomalies detected on planet Jacindi.
This is a very cool way to start the game. It's like very grand. And I'm pretty much at the point where I finished playing up to the first time I played this game. But like I said, it's way cooler to be playing this in the context of all the previous games now that I've finished both of those.
There's a perfectly logical explanation for that. But let's save it for another time.
It seems like Clank has like a ledge grab now. I don't remember him having that before.
They belong to Dr. Nefarious.
I wonder how long it will take in the game for Clank and Ratchet to meet back up again. Because I played through... No, I didn't say I never played as the robot the first time. I said I never played as Ratchet the first time. I never got as far as... Oh. I never got as far as playing as Ratchet, which I assume is the next part after this. I only remember playing as Clank at the start of this game.
Hurry up, sir. Use your helipack.
You don't know the names. Ratchet and Clank are their names. How do you not... See, I feel like if there was a quiz of gaming, like a pub quiz of gaming, and it covered everything. Do you know what? I probably wouldn't be very good at that either. I was going to say that you wouldn't be very good at it. I don't think I'd be very good at it either, purely because they'd focus on genres that I'd be terrible at. Specifically, like, I feel like some people, especially people who are into fighting games, know so much about like the little nuances and what all the names are, all the moves are called. I'd be terrible at like, what's the name of Ryu's down B move? I wouldn't have a clue. I would not have a clue. I sometimes think about what my mastermind like specialist subject would be, like what, like if I had to pick one question or one topic. I don't know if I would go Star Wars or if I would go Friends, or the reason. Jesus, if the reason I say Friends is oh good, oh good. Well, the thing is, I don't know if I know that much about Zelda's deep lore questions. Like, I feel like some of them, like, I just wouldn't. You have to think about it. Like, surface questions, sure, I know quite a lot about Zelda, and like I could talk about timeline stuff, and if they ask me names of bosses, I'd be okay with that. But like more nuanced questions, like, what is the name of the son of Russell in Twilight Princess? I can't remember Russell's son's name. I can remember Russell. He's the dude who gives you the sword, right? Like in the very opening cutscene, he tells you to go to Hyrule Castle and stuff, and then you actually get the sword when you're in wolf form. I don't remember what his son's called. I don't remember any of the kids. It's Colin, is it? I don't remember the kids' names in Twilight Princess at all. I don't really like children in games. I have like no interest in them. I don't know. I guess, you know, it's Colin. Cool. That's a name, right? The only names I care about are Link and Zelda and Epona. So that sort of thing, like, they would ask me a question like that and I just wouldn't know it. But with friends, like, they could be like, what's the name of the episode where Ross gets tanned too many times? It's called the one with Ross getting tanned too many times. Something like that. I could remember if I was, like, focusing. But I know that's a season... Ooh, is it a season 8 or a season 9 episode?
I can't believe I let this happen.
That is a good question. I think it's season 9. The one where Ross gets tanned. Why am I failing at this so bad? So I know a fair amount about Friends. Like, I could talk about, like, the flashback stuff in Friends, like when like, I don't know what the question would be, but like, such as like when Rachel and Monica were going to prom, Ross was going to take Rachel because her date stood her up originally, but then he arrived late. Things like that. Like, I know stupid things about Friends that I shouldn't really know. And I suppose if my specialist subject could be as specific as The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, I would be okay. I can name, like, every character in that game. Well, every character that has significance, I guess. So, like, Malon, Inga, like, they're both important but kind of lesser characters. And then obviously Link, Zelda, Impa. I imagine one of the questions would be name all of the sages, and in my head I'd be thinking, wait, do they want me to say Zelda? Because she's kind of like the secret final sage, you know?
Go ahead. Jump!
Dr. Nefarious, I should have known you were behind this. Where have you taken me?
You don't recognize it? This is your home! The Great Clock! A marvel of science and sorcery, engineered by the brightest Sony in all of existence, and constructed in the exact center of the universe! Give or take 50 feet.
I am curious. What lie did you tell the Zoni in your quest for vengeance?
Vengeance? You think I went to all this trouble for mere vengeance? They say I'm egomaniacal. Let's just say it's all in the past. Lawrence!
Right here, sir.
Ready the orb of gratuitous immobilization.
Shall I prepare the mnemonic station again?
No, I have a better idea.
But, sir...
Patience, Lawrence. We have all the time in the universe.
Yeah, I've never seen that title screen before. That's how little I played of this game the first time I tried to play it. Alright, I guess we're going to catch up with Ratchet and see what he's been up to since Quest for Booty.
Space. It's huge. So huge, in fact, that if you lost your car keys in it, they would be almost impossible to find. Luckily for Ratchet, Captain Copernicus L. Quark was on the case. His mission, rescue the Lombax's one and only friend. Yep, without Clank, Ratchet was alone in the universe. Alone. Alone. Alone.
You realize this ship has an ejector seat, right?
Sorry. I guess you could say I've been a little antsy in my pantsy at the thought of getting back into the hero business. Yep. These wild stallions have been in the stable too long.
Right. Look, just keep your eyes peeled. Talon says this sector's crawling with mercenaries.
Rest easy, my friend. My vigilance is both eternal and peripheral.
Warning. Warning. Unidentified anomaly detected.
Hang on. Shifting to evasive maneuvers.
Well, that went well.
Oh no, we're gonna die! We're gonna die! Oh, good thing I'm wearing
Will you shut up? We are not gonna die! Avillion, engage gravimetric stabilizers.
Negative. Stabilizers offline. Thrusters offline. Landing flaps offline.
All right, so we're gonna die.
Not our ship. We got this in like the second level of the first game.
Hang on!
It's been with us for like 15 hours.
I know.
Silly
So
parrot
much for
design is
clean
silly.
underwear.
Where the heck are we?
Beats me. Perhaps a leisurely stroll through this uncharted jungle will solve the mystery.
Okay. Alright, let me go back through these questions. What would my mastermind subject be if I could study something new? If it was video game related, I'd like to know more about Elder Scrolls, because I'm really bad at that universe. The most I know about that is like Morrowind. I didn't really focus on Oblivion or Skyrim. I know very little about both of those games, actually. Like, on the grand scheme of things, I mean. If it was more of a general topic, I'd like to know... physics? Or... like, quantum physics, maybe? Like, something kind of really crazy within the field of physics. Because I like physics, but I'd like to know a lot more about physics.
Marooned on a hostile alien planet, Captain Quark realized his rescue mission would inevitably pit him against the most terrifying evil of all.
And yes,
Nature.
you missed all of Quest for Booty because it's a 3-hour game. So there was only 2 streams of it. Let's see, what do we have? Do we still have that? Oh, interesting. He doesn't crouch. So R2 used to make him crouch. You used to hold R2, he would crouch, and then you could throw this. But now... ooh. That sounds nice. What is this gun? Construction pistol, it's different. We've got aiming.
I'm waiting.
We can do that in aiming now. There doesn't seem to be a crouch button. The game's mechanics feel a lot tighter. Like, they're not nearly as loose as the previous games. And this is a gun is incredible sounding. Just listen to it. Like, compare that to the much weaker sound of the combustor from the previous games. Yes, the is how it feels and sounds. It was like, and like it didn't vibrate as much. This could be taken out of context so much. It felt very weak to fire, the combustor in the previous games, while this feels much more powerful and like there's much more vibration happening in the controller. To kind of like get that across.
I'm not so good with swimming.
What's this?
Just wait here. I'll find
Why
you
is
another
there
way across.
why is there just some arrows?
Great. This rain is going to be murder on my spandex.
You know what I really want? You know the team that just remastered Crash Bandicoot? I think they're called Vicarious Visions. I think that's the name of the developer. I want them to remaster Spyro.
Where there are bridges, there are people. Where there are people, there are ships.
Because I really want to play Spyro, and if I don't have an announcement of a remaster of Spyro next year, I think I'm just gonna stream the original Spyro games again. Oh, that went well. Because I haven't played the original Spyro games since like the mid to late 90s, and I really want to play them again. But what do I do now? Oh, there we go.
Look at this beautiful native craftsmanship.
Don't break it. Walk. Oh.
Take that, coat.
Whoa! Quark, are you seeing this? Something is seriously wrong with this planet.
It's like time is all
Not working. That's good. I like that. That's a good sentence. It's like time is not working. It's all not working. But yeah, so far, really impressed with it. I don't know if graphically
I'll
it's
find another way around.
much
You gonna
improved.
be all right with those things on the loose?
Please. I
It
can handle
looks
a few
fairly
tiny
similar
creatures.
to the other games. Like, detail-wise on Ratchet, he may look a little bit better. It's difficult to say. He's definitely got new armor on. And we can just go into this time-frozen area and time doesn't affect us. Okay. I think the whole throwing of the wrench thing feels much better.
Parents are here.
Their parents are here. Okay.
Keep the change, villain.
And I think one of the reasons why the throwing of the wrench feels better is you don't crouch down, so you can actually keep moving, throw it, and keep moving. So it can actually be used a little bit like a weapon. Oh my god.
You see the size of those things? They were horrible. Come on, maybe there's a hotel around here.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a hotel.
What a concern for his compatriots' well-being, Captain Quark's noble sidekick ninja leaps from stone to stone. Below him, 6 deadly inches of crystal blue water.
Oh, we got a station that shop for weapons. Ooh. Woo! This is fancy, nice new user interface. Look at this. Okay. Well, I don't see any upgrades in his screen or raritanium or anything. We can press square to preview.
Having to purchase a different weapon for every occasion? Then try Grummelnet's new Constructo line and take charge of your arsenal. Each weapon can be modified with any Constructo-approved upgrade. Rate of fire, ammo type, specialty triggers. If you can dream it, Constructo can deliver it. Now available in 3 flavors. The Constructo Bomb Glove, Constructo Pistol, and Constructo Shotgun.
Interesting. So they're like modular weapons, I guess. So this seems to be replacing fusion grenades. They seem to throw a little bit slower. How about upgrades? Do we have access to those? Oh, the menus are nice. Oh yeah, we can press square. We can customize, we can rotate. So this is our gun right now. So I wonder if we don't have... Oh, we do have XP on them though. So we have different triggers, different chambers, different types of upgrades, and paint. Ooh. Oh my. We can paint the guns ourselves. Well, I think the Constructor pistol has to be like a badass black. Like just... I want saturation all the way down. Can I use this? This is going to be quicker. Well, this is going to be the rest of the game for me. We can customize... Right, so it's just a shade up from pure black. So it's like a little bit of a shine on it. And then the secondary... What is secondary? Which part of the gun is the secondary? Oh, it's like these parts? Okay, yeah, we can give those like a red color. Oh, look at this! And then I like the silver, actually. I think the silver is nice. Maybe it can be a little bit... Oh, I don't know. Like a bluish dark... Oh, right there is good. And then I want all of the lights to be orange. Orange. Yeah, there we go. There's our Constructor pistol. It's badass. And here is our bomb glove. We can customize it. We can paint it as well. Wow, this is really cool. Look how cool this is such a cool idea. Why am I a nerd? Because I like customizing weapons. So we'll do that. We've already got the orange trim, maybe a slightly darker orange, like right about there. And actually, I already know I'm a nerd. You don't have to. And then like that. That's good. I think that's a nice customized glove. Can we customize other things? Probably. This seems like a fairly robust. I'm assuming they're going to give us more than just a few combustor weapons, though. So now we can see it in real. Oh, there it is. There is our badass pistol. Looks a little bit like a Nerf gun that a kid bought from Toys R Us, went home, spray painted it to make it look like a real gun, and that's how it ended up. I like it. They're the sorts of guns I like. The fake ones.
Into the jungle, blaster at the ready, prepared to deliver swift justice to those who cross his path.
Come on, Quark. Oh, don't go breaking the... Okay.
This door is ajar.
Oh, brother.
Well, I've just finished playing Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty, and both of those had some pretty badass guns in it. I really like the Nano Swarmer, and the Alpha Disruptor came in pretty handy for the boss fights. So I'm hoping we get some pretty badass guns in this game too.
Children, they're in danger.
Right. What the hell is this character design?
We were fishing up the river when they attacked.
Quark, stay here. I'll go save the children.
What is that for a character design? That's hilarious.
He is over there in that ledge. Save him, please.
That's great.
You're getting a little close.
No, I didn't play All for One.
Right?
I'm just playing the main line. I'm gonna play Into the Nexus straight after this.
Wow, thanks, mister. My mom's over there.
You see your bums over there? What? What accent was that?
Okay, praise.
Oh, we got area maps again. Nice. What is going on in here?
Mom, Dad, somebody.
Well, can I not just stand? I guess time's going to be a really big part in this game. That's what I've figured out so far. Okay. We got something. We got a thing. Oh, it's probably an upgrade part. Oh my god, we got a constructor mod. Oh, we got a new chamber. Oh! I really like upgrading weapons in games.
It can be used to modify your constructor.
Whoa! That's awesome. It sounds and feels different again. This is such a cool system. Upgrading weapons is the best. Was there even a kid over here that I came to save? I don't even remember. I was too busy being excited about a gun. Oh yeah, there's a kid in the middle. I think I can hear Quark telling a really bad story. Well, it's Quark, so it has to be.
I want to go home now.
I've heard only good things about this game. And I really enjoyed Tools of Destruction and Quest for Booty. They were really good. I also really need to update that Nightbot message because it's old. We're not playing Jet Set Radio on Monday and Thursdays. I mean, I finished that. It's now Akami HD. Infamous 1 is finished. It's now Infamous 2. And Tools of Destruction is now a cracking time.
Halo! Oh, I was so worried about you. Brax is
I'm going to assume the other kid is this way. I mean, they don't show you where the kids are on the map, but I'm going to guess it is this way. We leveled up. Oh, all these like UI upgrades are so nice.
They are used. This increases their damage and adds new modifications.
Okay.
Are you a real Lombax?
I am a real Lombax.
My mom's over here.
I've played all of the Infamous games before, but I never played Infamous 1 or 2 as Evil Cole, so I'm playing those as Evil Cole for the first time. And I'm just about 4 hours into Infamous 2, that's all. Big fan of those games, though. But I've 100%ed Infamous Second Son on PS4. I thought it was the other way around. I thought I had 100%ed one of the Infamous 1 or 2, but it's actually, I've got the Platinum for Second Son. So I don't need to play that again.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happy to be of service, ma'am.
The Cyphoids will be back soon. Come. We have to get into the village.
So, what are these things?
Mutated viruses from the Quarto sector. We haven't seen them on this planet in years. Something must have happened to the Zoni. Alpheus, open the door.
When she just said Zoni, you think Clank would be going... I mean, Ratchet would be going, what? Where's Clank? He's with the Zoni.
Not in front of the outsiders. Quickly, we must head into the village.
The character design is insane.
These creatures are the least of our worries right now. One of the elders spotted Lord Vorsalon's warship over the falls.
Lord Vorsalon? Who do you want?
That rebel must be making trouble again. We have to move
I would like
into the village.
combat subtitles, because like, I can't really hear them over my shooting. And I feel like they're delivering interesting exposition. I'm out of bullets. I have some grenades. I should probably use the grenades because I keep using the gun because it's so fun to shoot. Shoot is good.
They won't stop until they've broken through the wall. We have to protect the villagers.
The reason why I say I should probably use this is so it gets leveled up. But out of grenades. Back to the gun. Back to shoot. Oh god. The only things I know about this game is that a million people have told me it's really good. It's one of the highest reviewed games on the PS3. Like I've heard people say this is like not as good, but they put it in the same league as the Uncharted games and Last of Us and the Infamous games, which are also my favorites on which are some awesome my favorites on PS3. So them putting this up there with those means I have high expectations for this game, I guess.
Crash on the other side of the ridge. I believe we may be of assistance.
The ship's trashed. There's no way we'll be able to repair it.
Ah, but the Zoni can. Meet me at the Temple of Zan whenever you're ready. I will explain everything.
The little noises they make between words are really weird. It's like, what? It's like if I said a sentence and then went, and then carried on talking and went, and again, and then just kept talking again and went, that's kind of what he talks like. It's a little bit like a Yoda-ism. Talking about Yoda, which relates to Star Wars. Tomorrow/midnight is the release of The Last Jedi, which I'll be going to see tomorrow, which means there won't be a stream to tomorrow at all. Which is fine. It's fine. I'll just come back on Friday and rant and rave about how good it is.
And chief of the Fungoids. Looks like this guy was some sort of hero.
But I think the schedule of Akami HD, Infamous 2, and Ratchet and Clank is going to be that until probably sometime in January, if not later. Because we've got Into the Nexus to do after this as well. Ew! It's a frog gun.
Welcome back, Chief.
Let's see what the preview is.
The Sonic Eruptor, this genetically mutated xenogoat, is the perfect weapon for crowd control of a destructive nature. Firing the weapon at a group of enemies will unleash a deadly and destructive mating call. For added kick, try squeezing the trigger when the xenogoat's lungs are full. The Sonic Eruptor, available only at Grummelnet.
I love the animation, it's so good.
Welcome back, Chief. You got it, deep.
Oh! Look at this for a gun. That is some, wow. So I guess you got to watch that big kind of Sonic bar at the top of the screen, and then the highest it is.
How are you?
That's pretty cool.
How are you?
It's going to be annoying if I'm carrying it around just having this huge thing. I kind of wish it wasn't there as an user interface heads-up display element. I kind of wish it wasn't there. I kind of wish it was, like, attached to Clank's, like the spot where Clank would be on Ratchet's back. I mean, the like circular spot. I think that would like smaller, a little bit like a Dead Space, like on the back of Isaac's back. I think it would be cool if it was like on the back of Ratchet's back, just because that's such a huge UI element. I'm like, I don't need that much of a notification. One, I can watch the gun to see when his cheeks are full, and two, I'm going to be looking at Ratchet most of the time, or right directly in front of him. Why is it all the way at the top of the screen? Anyway.
Your starship is not beyond repair, but fixing it will take powers beyond anything this universe has ever seen. Powers not to be taken lightly. Can you keep a secret?
Nah. The noises are so weird. No, I hate secrets.
And I am afraid you will be here for quite some time. The Fongoids abhor technology, so there are no ships for you here. You will return when you have learned the error of your ways.
He sounds like a Tauntaun from Empire Strikes Back. That's what they actually sounded like. Where they're running across the surface of Hoth, just like... He sounds like one of those. He's a talking Tauntaun.
Back so soon? Have you learned to keep a secret?
Yes.
The Sony are powerful creatures, capable of almost anything. They are also hive minds and must be kept together for their energy to work. Inside is a vessel which will allow you to rescue lost Zoni and harness their bioenergy. Follow me and don't touch anything.
It's the sound. It's just lost me. I can't stop it. It's too funny. Temple of Zahn. Timothy Zahn? Writer of the amazing Thrawn trilogy?
Seal you inside until you recover the vessel. Are you sure you don't want to stay here? We have a lovely miniature golf course.
I'll be fine. Quark, link into my nav unit. We'll stay in radio contact.
Copy that. Operation Red Shirt is a go.
I am no red shirt.
All right. The key to surviving situations like this is to avoid phrases like, it's too quiet in here, or everything's going to be all right.
Got it. I'm through.
There wasn't one of those phrases, so I think we're going to be okay. So this is kind of the early game platformy, I guess, to kind of teach you some of the mechanics. Or how to jump.
Through. Let's hope this vessel is worth it.
According to the chief, it's one of a kind. Brought to this dimension by Orvis and entrusted to the Fongoids.
And he's sure
Oh wow, this one's moving quick.
He said it'll do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Sony bioenergy is the most
I got hit.
powerful
Oh, I got hit
resource
right at the
in
end too.
universe.
What is that? Oh, look at that for a design. It looks like a cheeky Zoni. Looks like he's got an eyebrow raised. It's just, I can't. I'm gonna keep making that noise all the time.
There are two Zoni in here.
It's such a weird noise. Where are these guys? There he is. Hey, Sony. Right. What a weird mechanic that is.
Nice work, Ratchet. Operation Red Shirt is a success.
Oh, you can't jump over that. That's good to know. Oh, I did it that time. Didn't get hurt. Glutton for punishment, though. Try it twice. They said try anything twice, not just once. Try anything twice. You haven't seen these games in forever. Well, this is my first time playing this game. I already said where I played up to previously, which was halfway through the opening scene with Clank. That's as far as I'd ever played this game.
Well done. The vessel is yours. Come, there is one more Sony we put in the old armory for safekeeping. Our guards discovered it wandering around the waterfront. It can help you repair your ship.
It's the noise again! I can't not make the noise when he's always going.
Quick! Everyone inside the temple! Porcelain is coming!
All right, Quark. You ready to let those stallions out of the stable?
I was born ready.
I believe Dr. Nefarious was clear as to the repercussions of leaving your hovel. The clock is ours.
Whoa, wait. Who?
Dr. Nefarious has no authority here, villain. In fact, I'm not even entirely convinced he's a real doctor. So return my sidekick's pal before I bring the thunder. You win again.
These games are my kind of humor. They win for that. I like how they made Ratchet even more of a badass with this game as well. Like, the armor is really badass.
They're kidnapping the villagers! We have to stop them!
Now instead of going, he's going, oh! What a crazy character he is. Right, let's stop using the frog mouth fish thing for a little while. I kind of want to use the frog crazy thing. Alright, the frog crazy thing's going out again. It's called a Sonic Eruptor. I'm going to call it the frog crazy thing for all of the game. It's kind of like a shotgun, the way you use it. A shotgun with a supercharged power, basically. Oh, we leveled up.
I have a secret passageway that will take you back to your ship. Stay
Pick up
close.
these. I don't know why I use weapons to break crates. I should just use the wrench. It's just a habit. Is there a secret passageway this wall? No. Okay. Jesus. Whoa. There's a lot of enemies. Oh, frog face is coming out again.
That hurts.
Grenades. Trying to spread out my usage of weapons so they all kind of level up evenly. Woo! Oh, there we go. Ooh. We have new enemy type. Guy with 2 Gatling guns. That was pretty badass.
We're too late! Vorsalon is leaving!
Well, all your villagers got stolen, dude. And your enemy is called Vorsalon, which is a kind of weird name. Just saying.
In here, quickly!
Hey, Zoni. Wow, those 46 minutes have passed really quickly. It does not feel like I've been playing for nearly an hour.
But now I'm glad I didn't. This teleporter will take you back to your ship. Well, follow me.
Oh, he's making the weird mouth noises again. Katie, you missed that this guy sounds like a Tauntaun. He's a cartoon version of a Tauntaun. Every time in his sentence he goes, "Rah!" Which sounds a little bit like a Tauntaun.
Quick, use this Sony vessel to repair your starship.
Well, you didn't really hear it there, but he goes, "Rah!" I promise he does. A Tauntaun from Empire Strikes Back. I'm such a nerd. I don't realize it. And then I said, then you're like, you would have what? I'm like, Tauntaun. Anyway, we're leaving on our new upgraded ship, which is blue. Leaving Ratchet to be a local rebel named Azimuth. What? What is this? Wait, what is Azimuth? How do you even pronounce Azimuth? What name is that? I didn't choose the color blue, it did it itself.
It's good to hear your voice, Ratchet. They've got us in these containment cells and they're coming with food. Oh, thank heaven, they're coming with tap water?
Tap water.
You animals.
Would you just listen to me? I need you to activate the nav beacon on your belt. Can you do that? Good. Now hang tight. I'm on my way.
Ooh. Okay. The ship combat scene again, but we seem to be on a different plane than in the first game. The first game you're like, oh, this is interesting. It's kind of like behind you, and you're on rails. This is a little bit more free. I'm just kind of looking around here, seeing what we can do. What is this? What? Is this like an overworld?
Hostile ships detected. Point of origin appears to be
Really?
the same
This like this feels like a space overworld. This is crazy. I don't seem to have a boost button though. I have rockets and I have shoot. Oh, we have other things we can unlock.
Seem like a reasonable floating head in a tank, so I was wondering if we could settle this without violence.
Insolent creature! Your request has fallen on deaf ears. The only future you may hope for is a quick and merciful death, following hours of unimaginable agony.
Huh. So that's a no, right?
Interesting. Very interesting. A mercenary calling himself Lord Vorsalon attacked the fungoids and took Captain Cork hostage. I can never read all of them because the PS3's blisteringly quick loading times. You know, fall. You know, so at such speeds that I just never finish reading.
Quark, I'm at the ship. Where
That's
are
an
they
interesting
holding?
way to say that sentence, anyway. Oh! Ooh! We've got the magnetic wrench ability from Quest for Booty is back. Awesome.
Maintain radio
My favorite thing
silence.
about Quest
I'll
of Booty was
contact you when I'm
that
inside.
additional, like, tool. It's really cool. I think that just rhymed and I didn't mean it to.
Breach detected in starboard airlock. Dispatching engineer.
Just want to point out the first thing I killed there, the wrench bounced off the wall and hit it, kind of like Captain America's shield. There's a Captain America video game actually that I think it was when Sega had the Marvel license. They made it, so they also made I think Iron Man 1 and 2, both really bad games. But I've heard weirdly good things about I'm still at the wrong side, about this Captain America Sega game. I don't know why I've heard good things about it. It scares me. I'm like, there can't be a good Captain America game.
I am an engineer. I fix it. Fred, is that you? Azimuth has escaped. You owe me 5 bolts.
Okay. This reminds me a lot of the space station you go to in the first game. That was an explosive. Although I suppose it's just, I guess these mag boot things remind me a lot of the first. Well, they're in Quest for Booty as well. They are a pretty cool mechanic. I just don't. I like the platforming stuff a little better, especially when we had Clank in the first game. Like the platforming was really fun. It was a little bit more tricky in Quest for Booty because I'm not great as just Ratchet, but I thought I kind of want to make a prediction of when we get Clank back in this game, and I was going to assume it would be in the first half of the game, but right now I'm like, that's not going to happen, is it? It's going to be like the end of the game, they'll reunite, and then we actually get classic Ratchet and Clank back into the Nexus. I hope it's sooner than that, though. And I feel like a lot of people didn't play into the Nexus because it's a PS3 game that came out way... Like, I think it came out after the PS4 had released, or just as the PS4 was releasing, so...
Containment grid disabled. Unauthorized personnel.
Woo! I'm alive.
Dispatching security team.
Should probably equip the weapon. Ooh. Ooh. Lots of enemies! Hello, Chewie. Hello. You had fun watching The Force Awakens yesterday, didn't you? It's his first Star Wars film he's watched since he was born. I mean, technically he saw... Well, no, he didn't see the Rogue One because I saw it at cinema. So it was the first time he's seen a Star Wars movie because I haven't rewatched any in a while.
Mr. Zircon is the perfect companion for spontaneous treks through hostile alien environments.
He watched about 4 minutes of the movie and the rest he either slept or fidgeted, yeah.
Well, not to worry. Just deploy you, Mr. Zircon, and he'll target any hostile entity.
Mr. Zircon is looking to kill you.
I'm glad Mr. Zircon is back.
Mr. Zircon, available only at GrumbleNet. Welcome back, Chief.
Dynamo of Doom is the name of a weapon that's unlocking soon. And so is Tesla Spikes. That sounds good, like it's going to be a little bit like the Nano Swarmer, Tesla Spikes. Let's see what this is all about. Oh, we got Mr. Zircon, yeah, that's all we got, didn't we? I remember now. For some reason I thought we got a weapon. Okay. Okay, they're spawning enemies. I thought they were just glowy platform things. I used to watch things on my screen at work. That's why 2 monitors is always the best. But I suppose if you're working in like any job that isn't office based, like it literally, I could name any job that isn't office based, like from construction to retail to, I don't know, professional driver, you know, a long list of jobs. You don't have the luxury, I suppose, of being able to just have something else going on. But for like editing videos and animation, it's kind of a godsend to have that second monitor as a distraction, because I get bored if I'm only doing one thing. So having like YouTube or a movie or something happening that isn't the thing I'm working on is really useful. Because a lot of the time I'm more likely to get distracted if I'm only working on one thing. My brain works in weird ways. If I'm only doing one thing, I often want to do something else as well. So usually when I'm playing games, especially if I'm grinding in an RPG or I'm playing like a puzzle game, something that doesn't have a story, I'll always have YouTube on next to me. Because it's just way, I don't know, way easier for me to concentrate on the game if there's also something else for me to concentrate on. If that makes any sort of sense. But yeah, I think I would hate to work without the ability to watch something at the same time. It helped slow days go fast. Earlier I said that this level reminded me a lot of the, I think it's the pirate, no, it was the station where you met Talwyn in the first game. That early section with the corridors reminded me a lot of it, but this section doesn't remind me of it at all. If anything, this section weirdly reminds me of the inside of the boat in Wind Waker, where you're like grabbing the grapple points, you know, the grapple, like swinging across to the different platforms. For some reason, this area reminds me of that. Don't know why. Again, my brain does weird things and connects different games together in my head. What is that? What was that? I just like very brief. Oh, this is reminding me of that station again, actually. Where I killed all the Leviathans outside of it before I went inside. The Rhino V.
Give me a status update.
This guy works a lot mean space station.
Okay.
He'll kill us if we don't give up Alistair Azimuth.
Complete the hollow plan. Okay.
I don't know, some rebel.
All right, well, find out what you can. If he's an enemy of Nefarious, he might be a friend to us.
I feel like this is the way I have to go. I should look the other way first. The one thing I missed from the first game when we had Clank was double tapping R2. You used to be able to like boost forward. You'd go like, yep, that's the sound we made. But there's no anymore. There's just walking. Maybe the other way was the way. Oh no, this is back. Okay. So what's in this room? Nothing. Okay. We go this way. Woo! Woo! That was far too close. Oh, level up. The frog face has leveled up. Let's go back to the Combustor pistol. I think it's the Constructor pistol, but to remember the Combustor that came before it, I have renamed it the Combustor pistol. You missed something big. You were showering. Now, what did you miss? I don't remember what you missed. Oh, I died! You missed me getting the frog face thing? Oh, I should. Is Mr. Zircon like a... Wait. Two at once. But does Mr. Zircon count as a weapon that levels up? Because he didn't in the first game. He was a gadget. In the first games, I should say. And yeah, you missed the Sonic Eruptor, which is like the greatest weapon ever created. It's a giant fish frog face. He does level up. Interesting. I'm almost certain he didn't in the first game because he was like a Groovatron and Leech Bomb and stuff, and they just didn't level up. You just bought the devices. That's cool that they made him like a full-time weapon. With the Groovatron, please tell me at level 5 Groovatron everyone does the Pulp Fiction dance. Please! Everyone becomes John Travolta. And I always forget her name. Every time I talk about Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill, I always forget her name. She's got like a crazy name. It's cool. It's like a really cool name and I always forget it. My friend would not be happy. She loves Quentin Tarantino movies. But that's what the upgrading of the Groovatron should do. Uma Thurman, thank you. Uma Thurman. I don't know why, like I always forget her name. You haven't seen Pulp Fiction. You... Have you seen any Tarantino movies? Kill Bill? Django Unchained? Inglourious Bastards? Hateful Eight? I'm naming just but a few. Okay. Well, recently, Quentin Tarantino has been talking about directing a Star Trek movie, which I think is going ahead. J.J. Abrams is going to produce. It's going to be penned by, I think, Quentin Tarantino's usual writer, and it's going to be an R-rated Star Trek movie. Like, that'll be insane. Just the amount of swears that's going to happen in that movie. He's a big next. Is it Next Generation? I can't remember. He's a big fan of. It is the Next Generation. I'm almost positive he's a big fan of Next Generation podcasts. I've listened to him with him.
Can't believe that worked.
And he likes this episode where he meets, where you meet a ship from the future in the past that from another timeline. It's a very interesting. It's called Yesterday's War or Tomorrow's War. I think he made that same mistake in the podcast. And I've watched the episode, and it's surprisingly good. And he really likes the episode, so I wonder if he'll reuse that as kind of a base for the story. But use, obviously, the Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto group of new Star Trek actors.
It's good to see you, Ratchet.
It'd be cool if they got Sir Patrick Stewart back.
What's your name? The child.
It's kind of an old, grizzled, alternate universe version of
If you pull it out,
His
it
character,
might lower the
Captain
field.
Picard. What do I do? Do I break this, do I? Okay.
We did it! Everyone follow me. I'll get us out of here.
Stay quiet. We don't want to set off the
You
alarm.
said stay quiet. He's breaking down a giant door. Yep, knew that was gonna happen. This weapon is a little OP when you know how to fire it at the right time. See that? One shot doesn't kill them in one unless it's fully charged like that.
Remember the buddy system.
When his cheeks are full. Oh my god. He's gonna level up quick if I keep using him. Nearly got to level 3 with this one too.
Reach us out. Get out! What do we do?
There is a Fall Out Boy song called Uma Thurman, isn't there? I'm reading chat. But it's a fairly new Fall Out Boy song. It's not like my favourite Fall Out Boy song, which nobody bloody knows. Like, it's not my favourite Fall Out Boy song isn't even on Spotify the last time I checked. It's because it's in their album before they got really big, quote unquote. Grand Theft Autumn. It's such a good song. It's my favourite Fall Out Boy song. You'd know it if you heard it as well, because it starts off with, I think it's the lyrics, "Where is your boy tonight?" That's the start of it. Isn't that the alt name to that song? I swear it has 2 names. But yeah, I haven't listened to Fall Out Boy a lot since my teens, and Uma Thurman's a good song, but I don't know, it didn't blow me away. I don't think I'm ever gonna see music live. Ever, actually. I've kind of changed my stance on it more so than I used to. Like, a few years ago, I would have been like, yeah, I really want to see music live. Even fairly recently, I still really wanted to see Taylor Swift live, but I feel like me as a person, I don't think I would enjoy it. And I know that's rash to make a judgment on something before I've ever done it. But I feel like I wouldn't enjoy the overcrowded social aspect of a music concert, nor would I enjoy standing for a long time. So then people are like, well, go to a sitting. Then you're miles away from the act, and I'd be like, well, I'd rather be sat at home listening to this. Like, you know, on Spotify or something. You know, I'm not. I just don't think it'll be my cup of tea. I think I would actually legitimately hate a live show. Because I can't stand, like, for long periods of time without shifting a lot because of the back scoliosis. And I can't... And I don't really see the point in just going somewhere to stand. Did I say stand? Just to sit, like, away to see the act as a tiny little speck in it. What is going on? Why am I still cranking that? What was that even doing? What was that doing? That was taking forever. I can't stand for an act. I can't stand, like, in a queue without shifting a lot. Like, I can't, like an hour and a half would be, like, utter pain.
And then here one of you has to go.
The onboard computer says there's a manual switch somewhere in that room. Check the grav ramp.
It's a good thing the career I'm in, or the career choice I have made means I sit down all the time. Yeah, I just feel like if the crowd is really crowded though and really clustered together, it would just be like I don't know, like when you go on the underground in rush hour and it's like jam-packed. That's what I'm worried about, the crowd at a concert being like.
Loading bay doors are open. Launching.
Oh, I can walk. The thing is, that's fine. Walking is shifting. You're moving, and there's like constant movement. It's just when I'm stood still, I get really angry in queues. Like when I'm queuing for like a shop or something, I start like, you'll see me shift a lot and like get really antsy, and it looks like I'm getting really pissed off. I'm not really getting pissed off. It's just I'm in pain. Dance. Oh, you're funny. You're funny. I mean, I could just get really, really drunk before the show. That's the other option. Just go completely blisteringly drunk, and then I wouldn't feel anything. Oh. I'm out of ammo. I'm out of ammo. No new weapon yet? Okay. But I feel like I'd want to go... I think the other thing, I would like to go see live music that I know the words to, which is a very limited quantity of music. Like, there aren't many songs that I know the lyrics to. Like, Teenage Dirtbag is one of the ones I know all the lyrics to. Yeah, Taylor Swift, I know all the lyrics to a lot of her songs. And... Oh, I tell you what, while we're on the topic of music, I'm listening to a band called Bleachers at the moment. Has anyone heard of them? They've got... I'm listening to them on Spotify, and they have just two really, really good songs that I really like. That's what got me into them. And they did like an unplugged kind of live album, and it's ridiculously good. Like, it's really good. The only reason I found out about them is, you know, this end of year Spotify thing happened. Well, with that, it can create a playlist of things you missed out on, so music you might like. And I was listening to that playlist, being like, I'll see if there's anything good on here that I actually would end up liking. And this Bleachers band came on. I was like, this is totally my sound. This is like the sound of music I really like. It's the sound of music. Oh my god, this guy has nearly killed me. Yeah, really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to them at the moment. They're kind of like the band I'm into. But I had never heard of them before this Spotify playlist put me onto them. There's a giant laser coming towards... I'm dead. I really like them. And I think my version of good is pretty good.
Welcome back, Chief.
No. We've talked about Enter Shikari and stuff. However you pronounce that name. My problem with them is they're just too heavy. That's not... I like kind of indie pop or indie punk music. That's very lyric driven. I like very, you know, melodic, I think is what someone described my music taste as before. Or repetitive. And that's fine. But the thing is, you saying the new album isn't heavy to you is like probably you comparing it to other albums of theirs. Like, to me, it's probably too heavy. Like, it's going to be like rock or something. I way prefer, like, slow, yeah, indie pop, indie punk. Amberlin is probably the heaviest I go, and they're not heavy at all. Paper Thin Hymn is a great song. I almost went to see Amberlin live with my friend Alex back in, oh God, 2006. He ended up going with one of my... I don't think she was my girlfriend. I think it was like before we started going out. This girl that I went out with called Annie. He took her in the end because I was too ill. I was like really sick. I think my body just was like, nah, you know what? You're not going to see live music. Yeah, Amberlin were great. They were doing a show in the city over from where I live, and we had tickets. I think I had bought the tickets and I just gave him them because I was ill. It was just gonna be me and him going. But Paper Thin Hymn is my favorite song of theirs, and that's kind of like when that album came out with Paper Thin Hymn on is when the tour they were doing was, and I can't remember how long ago that was, but if you Google Paper Thin Hymn, it's probably like 10 years ago. It was in the teens. I was in secondary school for sure. Good escape mechanism.
Great news. The chief says Alistair Azimuth lives on Torrent 4 in the Vela sector. I'm uploading coordinates to your ship now. In the meantime, I'll stay with the fungoids and find out what else they know about Azimuth. Work out.
Yeah, there's a heavier bit that's not good. I don't like any sort of heavy in music. Like my friend Andy is like into death metal. Like he loves heavy metal and death metal, and like I can't stand it. It's like if we ever go out, like he'll want to listen to that, and I'm like, I want to listen to like Smash Mouth and Blink 182. You know, I don't want to listen to heavy metal. Like, I think I'm gonna get all these names wrong. Hellmouth, Nine Razor, Reaper of Evil. You know, the only heavy-ish music I've ever liked in my life is Rise Against. One of their albums is really kind of just like simple rock, like it's not very heavy, and it's really good. And I'm pretty sure I didn't name any actual bands in what I just said. Like Savior by Rise Against is a great song. And then I liked a Papa Roach song when I was about 12. That's pretty heavy. It starts with, it was my ringtone on my old flip phone when I was 12. It was, "Cut my life into pieces." That song. I'm not going to sing any longer than that tiny line. But yeah. Okay, so we're going to here again. Well, can I fly around? I want to fly around this. I can hail a ship. Okay. It's Smuggler.
Now, what is an upstanding citizen such as yourself doing way out here in no man's land? Matter of fact, I am having a bit of trouble conducting business in this here sector on account of all nefarious ships. If you'd be so kind as to eliminate a few of them, I'd happily pay you for your services.
Sure.
Glad to hear it, partner. Watch your back now.
Oh.
Sensors detect security satellites with HoloNet relays. They must be destroyed in order to clear.
So this game is much less linear. Like, you can obviously go linear down the story pipeline, I guess, but there seems to be these... Oh! Okay, I don't think I can destroy that satellite thing. Oh my god. Which stick is controlling the rolls? That's really annoying. Okay, it's the right analog stick. I don't know how how I feel about these ship sections. I kind of really liked the linear ship sections in Tools of Destruction, and there were none in Quest for Booty, because it's all on one planet. But I don't know, this feels maybe a little too arcadey, I'm not sure. No, we can finally attack that thing. Where was that thing? Here it is. Boom.
You were the person for this gig. You got a little evil in you, don't you?
Got a little evil in you.
Now be sure and come back to get ready for more work. Now, why are you wasting my time?
I'm not. Oh.
I don't believe it. Son, these here are schematics for the Rhino 5. I didn't even
Oh
know
yeah,
they
we
made
picked
a
one of these
model
up.
after the 4th. It's far too dangerous, you see. I'll tell you what. You bring back the rest of these plans and I will build it for you. So long as I get to keep the plans, of course.
Cool.
Well, you be sure to come see me if you're looking for work.
Oh god, do I talk about Destiny 2 on stream? Jesus. Weirdly enough, I was playing it earlier today. I hadn't played Curse for Osiris or Curse of Osiris yet. So I was like, oh, let's... I feel like... What is this? Why is there like little side thing? Look at this. What is this? Why is there little planets you can land on? And I was like, okay, I'll play Curse of Osiris, whatever, today. And I personally don't... I actually quite like Destiny 2, the main like story of that game. I think it's fun. I think it's way more competent than Destiny 1's main story. It's not as good as The Taken King, but it's better than a lot of the other story content they tried to tell in Destiny 1. Curse of Osiris uses my favorite storytelling technique, time travel, and just butchers the... I haven't finished it yet because I got so bored of the... I got so bored of everything to do with the story. It's like there's a really cool moment where you're on Mercury and you're going through back in time and you see Mercury before like, you know, everything of the Destiny universe happening. It was when in the Golden Age after the Traveler terraformed it, and it's, oh my god, that bit was really cool, and then everything after that is just this strict downhill because it's such a plod. Like, it has no good pacing. You're just revisiting old planets from the story. You're just... A lot of the story content happens within raids, or not raids, strikes, sorry, that have just been refashioned as like single-player story content. And yeah, I just didn't... I don't know if I'm ever going to go back and finish that DLC now, because it was that bad. I was surprised. And I'm usually an apologist for Bungie, because I like Bungie games a lot. I'd love to know what the game they were working on at the same time as Destiny was. So, damn it, I've forgotten his name. Not Max Hoberman, because Max Hoberman went and made Certain Affinity. It's the... I always forget his name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There was a developer working at Bungie who was starting work, who left, and then came back to start work on another game. And then Bungie took everyone from that team and put them on Destiny again. So they were working on multiple games, but that's kind of like Bungie's history. They've always worked on multiple games and then ended up cancelling them and putting the team all on Halo or something. So, and I'm not entirely sure how they can even, or if they can even fix Destiny. I'm not sure there's a way to right that ship anymore. I think that ship may have sunk and maybe at the bottom of the ocean covered in loot boxes. I say loot boxes. What are they called? Bright engrams. There's just some crazy, yeah, not great stuff happening with Destiny 2 right now. Which is a shame, because I actually really like the universe they've created. I love the mystery of it. I love like the Traveler and all of that. I think the actual universe and the stories they could tell in that could be really, really awesome. And I would have loved to have seen Joe Staten's original Destiny, like his story. But what we got in Destiny 1 was a mess. And unfortunately, Like I said, Destiny 2's story is much better than that,
You are
but
the robot who assisted
overall
me in my
not great.
escape from Nefarious. What is your name?
My name? Yes, of course. Sigma 0426A. But you can call me Sigmund. I'm junior caretaker here at the Great Clock.
Forgive me, but what is the Great Clock?
Oh dear! We're late! Come! We don't have a lot of time!
He's like the White Rabbit. Yeah, that's a Alice in Wonderland reference. We're late. We're late.
Where is everyone?
Not really sure. Nefarious and his troops just picked up and left after that butler guy tossed you into the hall. Not a very pleasant lot, are they?
No, not very pleasant at all. May I ask what the purpose of this facility is?
I actually think if I were to compare Destiny 1 and 2, I'm going to end talking about Destiny in a second. If I were to compare Destiny 1 and 2, I dislike 1 as a vanilla game without any expansions or DLC. I dislike 1 more than 2. But if you include the Taken King, I like 1 a lot more than 2. Did I say it the other way around? I don't remember. The Taken King, I think, is the perfect kind of story you can tell in the Destiny universe. It's paced really well. It explains itself really well. While it doesn't necessarily explain what the Hive are and what Oryx is very well, I thought that was really good. And I also think that's the best raid content they've done so far. King's Fall. I think that was a great... And maybe it's just because I had a lot of fun doing that raid and I spent many hours doing it. But I've done the raid in Destiny 2 and I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good at all. And now they're just constantly using it over and over and over again in DLC.
I took the liberty of installing a quantum actuator into your circuitry. It allows you to create multiple selves.
What? We got puzzles?
How else would we get anything done around here? Just record your actions using the time pads and initiate them while the present you moves on to do other things. Time pads can be a little tricky. Let me show you how they work.
I like puzzling.
First, stand on the time pad. Then, initiate temporal recording.
This is like in a Pokemon game when they teach you how to catch Pokemon.
Now I'll just open the door and end temporal recording. Now, when I start recording on the second pad... Look, sir, that's me! Now all I have to do is wait for me to open the door for myself. Ta-da! Now I can get through the door. Pretty sweet, huh? Go ahead, sir. Give it a try.
Okay. And yeah, it was the third DLC, although I would say The Taken King is more of an expansion because of how much it changed. It changed so much about the gameplay, the systems of Destiny 1, that I would call The Taken King an expansion, and I would call The Dark Below, House of Wolves, and what was the fourth DLC? Rise of Iron. I would call all of those like small DLC packs, while I definitely think The Taken King is much more of a like a full-on expansion. And I wonder if we'll get something similar with Destiny 2. I don't know. I don't know what the next DLC is going to be. But like I said, I don't know if I'm even going to finish Curse of Osiris. It's that bad. Which is a shame. Because I think Bungie are a great developer, but I'm not even going to blame Activision. I could. You know, it's...
record over your past selves. That way you can do everything they did and more. First, initiate recording and open that chamber door.
It's you know, cool and hip and, you know, whatever to diss like Activision and EA and stuff right now.
End recording.
Which is fine, but it's tricky because I don't think it's Activision that are like forcing Bungie to do certain things. Sure, there's probably some things that Activision have asked for, maybe.
Step inside and open the door. Now, end recording. Okay, here's the tricky part. Since the past self holding the door open is inside the chamber, you'll have to re-record over your other self in order to exit.
Oh god, this is getting confusing.
Open the chamber to let your past self in. Then, when he opens the exit, you're free to go.
Okay, I get it.
Give it a try, sir.
I get it. So I do
Temporal
this.
recording
Stop. This again.
Temporal
Stop.
recording initiated.
Well, stop once I get here.
Halfway there, sir.
And then
all you have to do now
activate
is record your first self, and
the
the other
first
will
self.
open the door for you.
Temporal recording initiated.
Brilliant, sir. Follow me.
Oh, poop. Wait, what? Oh, I think I messed up. This is really confusing.
Temporal recording initiated.
I thought you had to stop again, but I guess you don't. So you go from this one
Temporal
to this
recording
one.
Initiated.
Let him do that, and then forget about the stop. Go. Okay, I get it. I'll figure it out. It's just a mechanic that's new to the game, so it's tricky.
Fix that. Here we are. So, are you ready to meet Orbis? I am ready.
Access granted.
I kind of
Welcome
wish.
to Mnemonic Station
I
Beta.
understand why Bungie did Destiny, by the way. From a business standpoint, I think Destiny is a great thing. I think it reminds me a lot of like why I think Borderlands is a great series. But Destiny's always online, not very single player support. Well, single player is fine, but it's very co-op heavy, cooperative heavy. Gameplay just doesn't really do it justice. And I think even if the first game was good, if they had released Destiny 2 in any state, it still wouldn't have been as good as.
He's in your head, of course. Locked away on a secret partition in your memory banks.
Have been as good as
Dr.
what
Nefarious spent over a year trying to
we
hack
got with this. I feel like
deactivate your neural
Destiny 2 in itself was a direct reaction to everything wrong with Destiny 1 that people said was wrong with it, and then we got everything fixed, or well,
Pretty neat, huh?
air quotes
That
fixed
chronoceptor's over 100 million years old.
with Destiny 2, and it just isn't the same. It either feels too much the same or too different. It's a really weird place, Destiny 2, as a game, and it just doesn't work, does it? Which is a shame.
Hello, XJ0461, and welcome to your subconscious. I am Orvis, and I've been anticipating your return for quite some time.
But hey, the gaming industry has changed to these multiplayer, cooperative, loot box-filled games, and they have been changing for the last 5, 6, 7 years towards that.
I created you. Oh, you must have a lot of questions, but first, I have a present for you.
We are now Septel Man.
Off we go. We have lots to do if you're going to take over my work. No, my
Oh god.
We have lots to do if you're going to take over my work.
Are you really my father?
I might be gone by the time you come back if you're going for lunch, because I'm stopping streaming pretty soon. Just after this level with Clank. Once we get back to Ratchet, we're done for the night.
Born in Solana. But don't worry, I know all his old jokes. Lesson 1. I'm going to teach you how to manipulate time.
We can throw time bombs.
Can be used to create time bombs. Try using them to get across to the other side. Bravo,
Bravo. Bravo. I don't know how long this level takes, but in the current speed I'm doing it at, it'll be tomorrow when I finish streaming.
I'm going to teach you how to manipulate time. That chronoceptor can be used to create time bombs. Try using them to get across to the other side.
Okay.
Bravo, XJ0461, bravo! Each bomb contains enough quantum energy to slow down time for just a few moments. Quantum energy is quite unstable, so only one bomb may be thrown at a time.
I love this platform we're on. The reason I keep dying is because the game is actually hand-holding me at the moment. Like, I want to move forward and I have to wait for things to trigger. and I'm a little bit impatient when it comes to games where I already know the mechanics.
If you come across a broken object, simply strike it with your chronoscepter. It should reverse
That's pretty
back
cool.
to the way it was. Go on, give it a try.
I like that a lot.
XJ0461, you're doing quite well. Now, on to lesson 2.
What is lesson 2? Temporal manipulation via faster-than-light particle acceleration?
Actually, I'm going to teach you how to hit things with a big stick.
Again, my humor. The game knows.
From time to time, various creatures find their way into the clock. A good caretaker protects the equipment.
Are these
at
cutscenes
all
from
costs.
Tools of Destruction in the background?
What does the equipment do?
All in good time, my son. Now, think of someone you wouldn't mind bonking on the head. Perhaps
Someone
a
you wouldn't mind
buffoon
bonking.
who has made
End
life
that sentence
difficult
there,
for you in
and
the
this is a
past.
totally different game.
Wonderful! But you can do better than that. Good form, my son. Now, do as the kids say and lay the smack down.
This dude is so hip and down with the kids.
Oh, I think you're ready for a bit more. Keep going. Just a few left. Try getting a little closer. Well done. You certainly cleaned their clocks. Did you see what I did there?
The laugh is ridiculous. It's like a Yoda laugh, which is more like. But that's, yeah, it's more Yoda. This guy's a bit more high pitched.
You've done wonderfully, my son. I know you're going to take good care of this place.
But where will you be? This is your facility.
No, my dear boy, it's your facility. The great clock and everything in it, I now leave to you. Watch over it and protect it. Fulfill your destiny,
Fulfill your destiny.
Program terminated.
Did he just die? No, old man.
Congratulations, sir. It's a pleasure to have you aboard.
Sigmund, what happened to the real Orvis?
He said it's a secret. And a junior caretaker knows how to keep secrets. Yes, sir.
So I guess Clank has a staff the entire game now?
We have an orientation room that will tell you everything you need to know about the great clock. It's
Can I
also
fix this
great
pipe?
for watching cartoons.
I can fix that pipe. Oh my god, we got an opposite. Did he just say there's a room where we can watch cartoons?
Watch out, sir! Terratropes! Terratropes are nasty little creatures. They feed on quantum energy, so they can see your past selves. Lousy hypersonic brainwave scrambler. Nicely done, sir. I would have helped you out, but I'm not exactly what you'd call a fighter.
Oh, interesting. He doesn't have a down slam in the air. Oh, no, yeah, he does. It's double tap square. But he also has just a normal swing in the air. Different controls from Ratchet.
Looks like the hollow bridge is out. You may have to find another way across. Your past selves can throw time bombs, too. Just remember, only one can exist at a time. It's for your own
When are you
sake.
going to see Star Wars if you work all day? That's the real question. Although saying that I'm going to sleep... Well, I went to sleep at like 9 o'clock last night and I woke up at 3 in the morning and I haven't gone back to bed yet. So tonight will be fun. How I'm still awake, I don't know.
Temporal recording initiated.
Shoo! I said shoo! Be gone! Vamos! Disappear!
Okay.
Temporal recording initiated.
This is pretty... I like this mechanic a lot. This is really cool.
Terratropes! Keep them away
Well, the past self can be eaten for like a...
You're getting pretty good at this, sir. I hate you, hypersonic brainwave scrambler.
Conduit
and
repaired.
I'm coming for you. Not now, mind you.
You
but
haven't booked
soon,
yet since it's
after I take
uncertain.
karate lessons.
Damn.
And well, I'm just saying you're on my list, pal.
Sigmund, I believe it is gone.
That's right. Run away.
Leash saw it last night at Cast and Crew premiere, and she also told me that there's some pretty hefty spoilers out there, both on TV and on the internet, so I'm kind of like going cold on the internet until I've seen the movie.
Temporal recording.
And by on TV, I mean they're talking about the ending of the movie on talk shows,
Temporal
which is
recording
ridiculous.
initiated.
No, it's not set to go alone to the cinema in any shape or form. What have I done? Alright, okay. I figured it out.
Temporal recording initiated.
And then I step off again. And then stop. And then I go on this one. And then I do this.
Temporal recording initiated.
He steps on there. I step on here. He steps off. I go up.
Whoa! Even Orvis had trouble with that one once.
You did see Force Awakens before me. It doesn't matter. Right. This is the thing, right? It doesn't matter who sees what first. If you see a movie 10 days before someone else, or if you see a movie 2 hours before someone else. What matters is that you don't then spoil it for the other person. You stay quiet until they've also seen it, and then have a conversation about how awesome it was when they've both seen it. Yeah, you didn't tell me anything. You just said, "Oh my God," or something to me. I think when you saw The Force Awakens, and I said, and then we talked about it after I saw it. But I'm seeing it much later this year.
I heard that.
Well, I'm not. I'm only a little bit seeing it later. Because I'm seeing it like late. Well, I'm seeing it tomorrow night rather than tomorrow daytime, which is usually when I'd see it. So I'm seeing it like probably like 4 hours later than I would normally see a Star Wars film. But that's just because Chewie. I don't want to stay at home with Chewie. I don't want to sleep. So. I purposely went because I could and I knew it would annoy you. Well, that's really mean. That's the meanest thing you've ever told me. Why would you do something to go out of your way to annoy me? That's actually really petty. And I think that's... Why would you do that? That's like, let me see. That's like me going to see Hat Films, right? And then being like... Just sending selfies of me with them the entire time. That's what that's like.
Temporal recording initiated.
Yeah, that was way after, though. Well, you say you can go when you finish work before the meal happens. Cool. So we'll probably watch it around the same time then, which is cool. I really like the... Oh god, what... Do I not have... Oh, I have to go back. I really like the after Star Wars discussion, like when like all the forums are talking about it and all the podcasts are talking about it, because I think it's super fun to talk about, especially a big lore movie like Star Wars after it's happened. And kind of the ramifications of that.
Temporal recording initiated.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
A recorded entity has failed.
Damn it, does that mean he's gone completely? Oh no.
Temporal recording initiated.
Okay, go. Right, now I can leave here. He's gonna go do his thing up there. This is really tricky right now. So that guy's doing that up there. Opening the door. I've got to go up here. Oops. I thought I could be cheap and skip a few levels.
That was incredible! You should have your own theme music, sir. I could trail behind you and be all like, caretaker.
Warning. Unauthorized sonic device on.
I mean, I'm never gonna see them again, but sure. Sure.
Sir, watch out! It's the hypersonic brainwave scrambler!
Warning. Unauthorized sonic device in sector
There's
3.
literally zero chance I ever see them again, but sure. But sure.
Here it comes!
Your time has come, hypersonic brainwave scrambler. Let us dance.
I mean, how do I dance with a
He's
robot?
using a sonic burst emitter.
Oh, good. How am I ever gonna hurt this guy? Like, he's slowed by time and still follows me around. Oh, there we go. That was some good damage. I'm not gonna go near him while he's doing whatever the hell he's doing. Oh god, there's like a small wave of green emanating through the floor. Oh, but he's doing it again. I don't think I can get close to him when he does that. Oh! I'm not gonna die though, that's for sure. Use Kung Fu on him! Okay. Oh, that green wave was got real close then. Oh! Oh my god. Things are getting crazy. Terratropes are everywhere. Also known as evil crab snail monsters. Okay, right, no green coming towards me right now. Green coming towards me now. Throw that. That didn't get him. Oh! Oh, I thought I died! There we go. We beat it.
One hypersonic brainwave scrambler scrambled.
That was amazing, sir.
Thanks. Caretaker man.
You think you could show me how to fight like that one day?
Let's try this again! Night of the Living Squishies, Act 3, Scene 4. Ready on set?
I should never have quit dental school.
And action! You'll never take me alive, Quack. Time is under my control!
Oh, am I interrupting?
Lawrence! I'm rehearsing my epic romantic action comedy space opera!
Silly me, sir. I just thought it prudent to tell you Clank is en route to the Orvis chamber. Sir.
Splendid! The moment we've been waiting for is now. Now, if there's nothing else to discuss.
There is one small matter.
For some reason, Dr. Nefarious reminds me of Conan O'Brien. Don't know why, I think it's because he's tall.
I don't have the capacity for love, Janice. I was cursed by a tribe of gypsy ninjas when I was a kid.
I know, Lamb. I was in that tribe of gypsy ninjas.
They cannot be allowed to meddle in our plans! Track them down and annihilate them!
Very good, sir. In the meantime, might I suggest engaging with safety so as not to kill any more troops?
It's not even loaded, you moron! Look!
It's gonna be loaded. Hold it.
Next!
17 quid, Jesus. I paid £5.50. And I don't get drinks or popcorn.
Now entering Villa Center.
And that's a separate seat. It's one of the, like, non-connected seats in the middle of the cinema. In the perfect zone. £5.50. A normal seat is £3, I think.
Azimuth lives in a decommissioned mining robot on Torin 4.
Got it. Thanks, Quark. I'll head over there now.
I mean, they must be doing like 1 million showings of it tomorrow, so... Anyway, I'm going to save the game. That's been 1 hour, 52 minutes of a very, 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 very good game. I'm really enjoying it so far. So, I'm not streaming tomorrow because Star Wars, but I'll be back on Friday with Infamous 2. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!